Welcome back to Frederick Advice Givers, episode 130 with Shari Auldridge, staged above. Shari is a friend of mine. She's on our team as our staging partner. We've been working with Shari for 3 years now. She was actually episode 7 of Frederick Advice Givers. Can you believe it's been 3 years?
No, I feel like it's only been 2.
I know, and it seems like, you know, it's kind of like a marriage. Like we're getting to know each other a little bit more. You know, when we first started out, it was kind of awkward. Like, you know, how you did your appointments, how I like to be involved with my consult and my business. And I think we've kind of got a good groove now to provide the best service for our clients. You know, I know you work for a lot of realtors. You know, you're a nationally known speaker. Jay will get the B-roll as we're doing the video here of your awards, the national awards that you've won. So I'm super proud to have you on Frederick Advice Givers. I'm super proud to have you on our team. But I love our relationship that we have. And not only are you our stager, part of our staging team, but you're a friend. So thank you for joining us.
Yep, thank you.
All right, so I know this is a tough question because you don't like talking about yourself.
Right.
But who are you? And like, how do you describe yourself? How do you get started in staging?
Okay, Shari Auldridge. I moved here back in 2001. My husband's company brought me up here. I got started in staging. I believe growing up as a military brat, and the reason why is because we moved all the time. So even though we were military, we didn't always live on base. My parents bought and sold quite a bit, so we were always packing up, you know, going. And I've talked about it before, but we would look at model homes, that kind of thing, yada yada. So it's always kind of been in me to do staging. I just didn't call it staging back then. After, you know, I was a stay-at-home mom for 12 years, and then all my kids were in school, and decided I really wanted to get back. I used to be an agent. I wanted to get back into something with real estate, but not do what you do. Right. So decided to become a stager.
Awesome. And how long ago was that?
It's been a little over 5 years now.
Awesome.
Yep.
So I know when we did episode 7, it was pretty much just you. I think you had an admin person maybe helping schedule, and now
actually I didn't. It was all
just
me.
You? Was it all you?
Yeah, the last interview it was all still me.
Okay.
I had maybe had like a couple people on the side just help here and there, but I had no employees yet.
Okay. And the growth. So where do you stand now?
I currently have a full-time office manager. I have 2 assistant stagers that are almost full-time. One is also our warehouse manager. And then which you don't even know yet, I just actually brought on another stager who is hopefully going to turn into, I'm hoping, a lead stager.
Okay.
So she's kind of on a trial run right now.
Was that who I met coming in?
Yeah, did you meet her? Yes. She's also another Mandy. So,
okay.
So I have hopefully 4 employees at the start of next year.
You are awesome. You're growing. You're doing good things. I'm proud of you.
Thanks.
I'm proud of you. All right, so why did you choose to settle in Maryland? And you stage mostly in Maryland, some PA?
We actually do PA, West Virginia too.
Okay.
Yeah, we've got a few builders and realtors out there, but the majority is Maryland.
Okay, so why did you choose to settle here and start your business here?
Well, that's just kind of how the cookie crumbled with my kids and my husband's job at the time. Okay,
and how long have you been local?
I guess since, I think it's 2001 now. I still don't claim it.
Still don't claim it home? Why not?
I don't like the weather. No, my husband keeps saying, just get over yourself. You're a Marylander. I'm like, nope, I'm not. I'm a mutt.
That's funny. All right, so let's loosen it up here. So what's the last purchase that you splurged on, either for yourself or your company?
Okay, so this is a big deal to me. My son, who's in the Air Force, is coming home tomorrow. Haven't seen him in a year and a half.
Okay.
And he'll be here for a month. And we've never taken, believe it or not, this is going to be crazy. We've never taken a family vacation. Like, we've done like little trips here and there, but nothing like this. So I just decided that we were going to go to Florida, like right after Christmas. So we'll be gone for I think 6 days, and we're staying right on the resort. And we're all going, and I was able to do that because of my business, which is awesome. So I'm very grateful for that, because we've never had that in the budget to be able to do something like that.
Awesome.
So I would say that's probably the biggest splurge
And how long is
I've
Gabe
ever.
going to be home for?
He'll be home a month.
Okay, very cool. And you're taking the whole family?
Yep.
Awesome.
Yep.
That should be fun.
6 people, yeah. Yeah, it's going to be great.
That should be fun.
I'm excited.
So what hobby or interest could you spend hours doing?
Working.
Come on. I know you have some side stuff that you do.
Well,
do I need to call it out?
So baking, you say baking, but
Yes.
I couldn't spend hours doing it anymore, but I mean, I used to.
You're phenomenal.
I could
and your brownies?
I could do wedding cakes if I wanted to. I
Right.
tried to do that before becoming a stager. There was no money in it.
Right.
It's a mess. Plus you gain weight, you got to taste everything. It's like crazy. My kids miss it.
Right.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, I'm a good baker. I guess it's a hobby. It's kind of a good release.
Well, yeah, I mean, as a business owner, you and I both own businesses. We both, we're texting each other at 11, 12 o'clock at night, and it's 5, 6 in the morning. So we're always working.
Right.
But like mentally,
I know.
what is your release mentally? And don't tell me working. Like, what's your release mentally? Because you've got to have something you do. I'm always working, but I'll do fantasy football. So mine's fantasy football.
Okay.
So give me something.
Do you really want to know?
Yes, I really want to know.
I feel like you should already know this because we're that good of friends, but you don't. Are you ready to hear it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm not going to tell you which app this is, but there's an app out there for karaoke, and you can sing with people all across the country, and it's video recorded, and I totally sing in my car between appointments all day long, and it's a release.
I love it.
And I have and my video guy's even done one with me. We won't tell you who, but so yeah.
Were you rapping at that one? Because I know your video guy.
No, but I've done that.
Who was also a Frederick Advice Givers.
Yeah.
Is in the hip hop
very
scene.
few people know about this, so I'm not even going to tell you what app. I'm not even going to tell you what app. So yeah, that I literally it is such a release.
That's
Honestly,
cool.
It's the funniest thing.
So do you have a good voice?
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
I think so. I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe I'll send you one later and you can determine.
I would love it. So my wife used to do theater growing up in high school, college. Great voice, great singer. Mm-hmm. But I'd never heard her sing.
Yeah.
Like ever.
Yep.
And then we were on a cruise recently with friends of ours, and every night they'd have like the karaoke for like an hour. And finally, her friend, who's much more outgoing and Galen and much more out there than my wife, drug her up on stage.
Awesome.
And they did a duet together. So I finally got to hear her sing. It was karaoke too, so I finally got to hear her sing.
That's cool.
It was cool. So I'm going to have to search this down and track you down.
I'll send you one. Just don't tell anybody.
I won't tell anybody. All right. So being in business for 5 years now, and your evolution to where we're sitting today, what's one piece of advice or a shortcut, and it doesn't have to specifically be in staging,
okay,
but one piece of advice or a shortcut that you could give an entrepreneur that's gotten you to where you are today?
Okay, I think don't feel like you have to have it all together before you make a jump. I mean, maybe that's typical what everybody answers.
Yeah.
But so for me, I didn't go to college. I was a teen mom. I was a stay-at-home mom. I had no background to go get a job. So it was, I think when I first started, even after I became an accredited stager, it was very scary to go out into the work world and feel confident. And, but I've learned it just doesn't matter. So I guess not to be afraid to go after something that you want, and don't be afraid to fail, because I think that helps you.
Right.
Well,
being a business owner, it's never a straight line. Mm-mm. It's never a straight line, and you think you're going to go here, but it could be here and here to get to there.
Yeah.
So yeah, take a chance. Mm-hmm. Take a chance. Just like, advice givers, just take a chance. So for people that don't know what staging is,
okay,
give us the 3 minute, 4 minute. You talk to realtors out there, you talk to homeowners, and I love when realtors say, "Oh, we have some furniture in our garage that we take out the house on us, with us to help stage." Okay. But that's not how you and I think of staging.
Right.
We call it scientific staging because there's a science about what we do with you to present a home.
Right.
So what is staging? Shari Auldridge with Stage Above.
Well, so staging is presenting a home.
Is it paint colors? Is it this? Is it all of that?
Yeah, it's just, what I do is not just putting furniture in a house. It's coming in and talking to the homeowner about the entire presentation, from the front door, from curb appeal to the outside, to paint colors, to where to put the furniture, updates they need to have, that kind of thing. and presenting a home in the best light for every buyer, no matter how that buyer decorates or their lifestyle or anything. You want that buyer to walk in and mentally unpack.
Right.
So that means they need to emotionally connect. That starts with me coming in with the staging and the professional photos to get them in the door. So there's a whole lot more behind it than just decorating. It's not decorating. It's actually completely the opposite.
Right.
So
it's not even really interior design.
No.
Because I know, like, when we redid our office, you know,
yeah, I was
wanted
like,
to get
this is not my thing.
Yeah,
like
you were like, no,
yeah.
I've got somebody that you can hire and bring in, and they redid our office.
Yeah.
So staging and interior design
It's
is
so
two
different.
totally different things.
And I can help with that, but I'm not necessarily comfortable with that.
Right.
So I mean, kind of maybe going back to bad advice. I mean, there are some. I don't know if this is the answer, but there are some stagers out there that are, you know, doing staging that I won't personally do for my brand. Where they'll put maybe like a chair in a corner and a throw and call it, you know, staging or vignette staging
right.
or whatever, because they think that's going to help the buyer connect. But I think you have to, you know, you have to do it or don't do it.
Right.
You should do it, but
So I didn't even ask a question. Staging. I got a bad piece of advice out of you. That's how good of an interviewer I am. All right, so what's one choice that you've made in the last 3 years that led us to this point today, with you having 5 employees?
So the choice that led me to having 5 employees?
No, the choice that led us to sitting here today, that 5 years down the line, that you're no longer a single stager,
okay.
that you've grown into a very successful staging company. 1, that you win national awards, you're a national speaker.
Right.
2, that you are taking your family away on vacation.
Okay.
So what's one pivot, what's one choice that you made that, you know, maybe flip the switch to get you from here to there? Because I know with me,
yeah,
it was hiring Sumar.
Well, that's what I was just going to say. Actually, I feel like I have 2, but if we're going back to that, for sure, it's deciding to hire my very first employee.
Okay.
Because I was very stubborn. And
really?
I'm still very stubborn.
You're stubborn?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. But I felt like I had to do everything. I would never make money having people or that I'm the only one who can do anything,
right.
that kind of thing. Now, having employees comes with its own whatever, but that's a whole nother conversation. But not being afraid to hire people to grow.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that I would be here without my employees.
Right.
And I can't physically do it all anymore. I mean, I had come to a point where I had to have neck surgery 2 years ago, so I was literally I was forced to hire. So I didn't necessarily do it the right way. I didn't have policies and things all set up yet. I've kind of been doing that backwards, and that's what we're still working on and getting there.
Right.
But what I've learned is, and it's pretty obvious through end of year numbers, is that having employees hasn't been a bad thing. It's actually helped me grow. So I think hands down, that's definitely the best decision I made to get here. I wouldn't be here.
I agree.
Because I couldn't do it all now.
Yeah, I mean, you're still running yourself ragged, and you've got employees now.
Yeah.
I can't imagine you doing it on your own.
I know. Yeah.
All right, so 130 episodes deep of Frederick Advice Givers. I found that I get to gain insight out of every interview, asking the questions and getting the answers from the people that I interview. So I want to flip the switch. So ask me a question.
Is it about business?
It can be anything you want. As long as it can be anything you want.
Okay, because I've been dying to ask this question since I read it. I think it's going to be funny. Hopefully, I don't know, maybe not. So I want to know, what one thing did you do as a teenager that maybe you, like the one sneaky thing or the one thing you did as a teenager that got you in the most trouble? Isn't that random?
That's a great one.
Yeah.
All right, so I was it had to have been 11th grade because I had just gotten my driver's license. And we were playing basketball, and so I played sports growing up all the way through high school. We were at a basketball practice. I had a GMC Jimmy. I went to Frederick High. Frederick High's here. West Frederick's here. They're close to each other. We had a friend on the team, Jamal Barton, who was younger than me, who didn't have his driver's license. Mm-hmm. After school one day, I was at Frederick High. We had practice at West Frederick. I let him drive my car over to West Frederick. Unbeknownst to me, he took the car out driving through through Frederick. He pulled up to a stoplight. My mom was at the stoplight next to him.
Wow.
So about halfway through that practice at West Frederick, my dad, who anybody's met my dad's this big strapping guy, came in, yanked me out of practice, and basically he didn't beat my A, but he beat my A. And to this day, we laugh about it. You know, everything was fine. I had my license. I wasn't allowed to drive for a month. So that's probably the one thing that I did. You know, I didn't go to jail or anything like that, but that I know kind of sticks to this day. It's a story that.
How does she reckon? I mean, of all the cars, like she just happened to. I don't know that I'd pay attention.
So it was, you know, it's me and my cousin Zach. We both basically had almost these exact GMC Jimmys. And she just knew.
Yeah.
She just knew. You know, it was red and black.
Okay.
Yeah. And he might not have.
Did you guys stay friends?
Had a girl in the car.
Oh shoot.
Yeah.
Did his parents find out?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. You know, at that time
wasn't a thing to like call and tell the other parent.
No. Where I went at Frederick High, and even back up to in West Frederick, with our basketball team, a lot of the kids that I played with, you know, were from single homes.
Yeah.
And they were living with their mom. So my parents were always the ones that, especially before we drove and had buses in high school and middle school, we would put 6 or 8 kids in the car and go around because the other parents didn't come to the games.
Right.
I was very fortunate to have my parents. They were always involved and all that kind of stuff. So my parents knew all the kids. So, you know, when they see somebody that looks like in my car that's a friend of ours that's, you know, probably been over to our house for a sleepover because, you know, I was this type of parents that I had that everybody was welcome. Like everybody was welcome. They weren't welcome to drive my car through Frederick without a driver's license, but everybody was welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a good question.
Good.
All right, so let's finish up here. So Shari, where do you see yourself in 3 years and then in 10 years? So in the last 3 years, you went from here to here.
Yeah.
If you go on this trajectory in another 3 years, you might be all over the country. So where do you see yourself in 3 years and 10 years?
Okay. Well, 3 years, I'm hoping that as an office, I have not necessarily more employees, but I hope that we have our like systems down, you know, actually down and being used, and that there's real things to fall back on. You know, that's like something I have my office manager, her and I working on, is getting that going. I mean, and I've come a long way because it used to all be in my head, so, which is scary. But
no comment.
So I mean, hopefully before 3 years. That's like one of the goals for 2018.
Okay. And Courtney, you've got Courtney to help with that.
Yeah.
Who is your office manager, who's phenomenal. We love Courtney. She's put
Courtney's
processes
awesome.
in place that
Yeah.
Even the 6 months that she's been here.
Yeah, she hasn't even been here that long. It's been like 3 or something. It's crazy. But yeah, so I mean, that for sure. And in 3 years, I hope to be stepping outside of like having to feel like got my hands in everything, you know, and more focused on bringing in the business, doing the networking mostly, and having people capable of doing the actual, you know, actual tasks at hand. That's the hope. I don't know that I'll ever want to step fully out, but that would be the goal, is to be able to, you know, if a medical thing comes up like has recently, or, you know, if I go away, I'm not going to feel like, is it going to be okay? You know, I think that's always hard as a business owner anyway. That probably never is easy to just let go, but
it's extremely hard. And I think that's what goes back to when you talked originally about putting the people in place that you trust, you know, and the karaoke story that I mentioned earlier. You know, my wife and I, along with 2 friends, were on a cruise in the Mediterranean.
Right.
So I was basically disconnected for 2 weeks. And during that time, you know, Susan and Dawn and Brittany and Katie, they all took care of everything. And I would check in via text or whatever every day. But our clients, you know, I'm your client.
Yep.
So as long as your clients are taken care of, you know, and you've got the thing is putting the good team in place where your clients trust your team.
Well, right. And so that's the key, because I think people still, like, I'm still training my clients to not necessarily have to contact me for everything, because they still, I mean, you're still the face. I'm still the face of the business. People are used to talking to you. So it's, I guess, getting a good team and making sure that people know your team and it's not just your face, so that they do feel confident in your team. When you say, hey, I'm leaving for a week, you know, it's going to be fine because it's staged above. It's not just Shari.
Right.
And then 10 years from now, is that where we jump? Gosh. You know, they say like at some point you should be able to, your business should run itself. I don't know when that's supposed to happen, and maybe it's different for everybody. I don't know that I ever want to be there, but I think working towards that 10 years from now, I mean, you would think that you should be able to, if you wanted to, step out at some point, right? Like 10 years. I mean, I don't know. I do see, you know, 10 years from now, us having hopefully a very cut, dry, smooth operating, you know, hopefully having movers on board and not just girls doing it. Hopefully that happens before 10 years. But other than that, I'm not sure. Maybe going around and encouraging other stagers, teaching other stagers, because I'm so passionate about it. You know, maybe doing that, maybe going around the country and talking to other, training other companies, you know, or helping them grow, helping them.
Well, I mean, you're well on your way to doing that with your national speaking that you do. Well, seriously.
Okay.
I mean, you've been asked to speak at national conventions, right?
Yeah.
Have you not? You were the innovator of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't know.
You are.
Well, yeah.
I mean, it's something to be proud of.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I was the innovator of the year, I'd be telling everybody.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's cool.
So good for you.
And I do have to give a whole lot of credit to, you know, bet one of the things right now real big is video and that kind of thing and social media. And you know, one of the things where I focus all my money for marketing is with videos and social media. I don't really put money into marketing other places. For me, it works. So for stagers, that's what I was speaking on at the last conference was, you know, really don't be afraid to hire video, because that's what you need to be doing right now. Is
and
video.
you've got a phenomenal video guy.
Yeah, One Room
I
Media.
think he went to Dallas
he did.
with you, right?
Yeah, which was a really cool accomplishment. I was able to bring my entire team this year and have my video guy. I call him my video guy. I had him come, which was really cool.
Right.
Really cool.
And who's that?
Jamie Lawrence from One Room Media.
Yeah, he was actually on Frederick Advice Givers too. Great guy, and he knows what he's doing, and that's part of the reason why, you know, you're episode 6 of the rebranding of Frederick Advice Givers, because I've seen so much value. One, I want to be like you when I grow up.
You're so silly.
You know, with your video. So that's why we're redoing Frederick Advice Givers.
Yeah.
Not only do we have the audio podcast, but we've got the video now. Instead of people just driving down the road and hearing the interview on iTunes, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, wherever, they can tune into Facebook and they can see the 30-second clip of us doing this interview or the full-length video.
Yeah, that's cool.
With the B-roll that Rock gets, and that's why, you know, that was an employee that we brought on recently, J Rock, to manage the content, manage the videos. So I definitely see the value in putting content out there on multiple platforms. So I think you're very wise doing the video like you do.
Thank you.
And that's why we're doing with you, we're doing the property videos. You know, the properties that you stage for us, that you scientifically stage. We've got the videos going out.
Yeah, I think it's cool seeing you out there doing all that now.
It is. All right, so that was Shari Auldridge with Staged Above, episode 130 of Frederick Advice Givers. Shari, thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Listeners, viewers, I hope you enjoyed Shari's interview as much as I did. If you are thinking of selling your home, check out Staged Above. If you are a realtor and want a good contact, a professional staging company that really stands behind their work, is always cutting edge with what they do, from consults to full house stage, Shari does it all. I think that's the HGTV. Is that the full stage version that you're calling it now? So Shari has a range of products and services out there. You know, homeowners call her first. There's a process to get your house ready to sell. So thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
And we are out.